What up, it's Movies here. Since this month, I'm doing my reviews for past horror movies. And with, of course, Exorcist Believer coming out this week, and I'm also doing my reviews for the past Exorcist films. Here's my review for the third horror film I'm doing a review for, and the third installment of the Exorcist film, which is, of course, The Exorcist 3. Now, this film pretty much came out I believe about 2 decades after Exorcist 2, which was god awful. So they decided to go ahead and do an actual third installment decades later. This was of course directed by William Peter Blatty, who of course wrote the novel for The Exorcist, which the film was based on. And well, I gotta say, this is actually far better than Exorcist 2, that's for sure. It's not, obviously it's nowhere near as good or as classic as the original Exorcist is, but the Exorcist 3 is still a really decent one. Uh, if you guys don't know much about the story here, you have legend iconic actor George C. Scott, who plays Police Lieutenant Kinderman, who pretty much knows similarities between the current murder investigation and the methods used by the Gemini killer, played by Chucky himself, Brad Dourif, who is whenever you get Brad Dourif playing like a crazy guy, whether he's voicing Chucky, whether it's One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, you know you're in for a good time with a crazy Brad Dourif, you know. And so here, of course, Brad Dourif plays a Gemini killer who was executed 15 years before, and he soon discovers like a hospitalized mental patient played by Jason Miller, claiming to be the dead serial killer, but who folks like uncannily, but pretty much looks like a priest Kinderman knew who died doing an exorcism back in the days. And so, of course, more bodies are found, and Kinderman looks for like connections between like the two dead men here. And come on, Brad Dourif is so great in this one. I mean, he plays the creepy aspects perfectly. You also had some other interesting cast members too. You had Ed Flanders playing Father Joseph Dyer, Scott Wilson from Walking Dead fame pops up in this. Of course, Jason Miller, ended up pretty much playing the character in the original Exorcist. So seeing him back in this was really cool. You even had like a very young Kevin Corrigan in this. You even had Fabio as an angel. Who thought was the guy that you get Fabio playing an angel is beyond me. I mean, this is a really it's definitely nowhere near as good as the original, but it's really interesting to watch. Definitely feels more like Silence of the Lambs than The Exorcist at times. Of course, I believe this actually came out around the same obviously like a year before Silence of the Lambs at all. And it's a really decent follow up. Of course, you don't really have other than Jason Miller, you don't have majority of the other actors popping up. Like you don't have that. Obviously Max von Sydow's character to die. But you don't have him popping up. Linda Blair is not returning or anything. So yeah, seeing like a whole new pretty much like a third summit was interesting, but like I said, it's far better than Exorcist 2 because Exorcist 2 was a stinker. But Exorcist 3 definitely has some really decent similarities. Definitely was very creepy. I mean, Brad Dourif, the performances is great. I mean, George C. Scott, let's be real, he is pretty much a legend. I mean, of course, he's done like the horror route with stuff like a Firestarter. He played George Patton in the movie Patton. George C. Scott is always a living legend. So seeing him like in a new horror film like this was intriguing. I mean, the movie did pretty well too. It made about 44 million at the time, so not bad there. Uh, the cinematography is pretty decent. Uh, the psychiatric stuff was interesting. The exorcism stuff was cool. I mean, if you guys never seen Exorcist 3, I'd say give it a go. I mean, you can probably actually find it on like Tubi, Pluto, Peacock. It's a really decent file that I'd say is worth giving a go. I say skip Exorcist 2 and just watch Part 3. But and of course after this they will go on to do prequels, which I'll talk about in separate videos. But let me let you guys. Have you ever seen The Exorcist 3? If so, what's up? We fan of it? We not a fan of it? Favorite scenes, favorite moments? Which of the Exorcist movies do you even prefer? Drop comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell for notification. This is Henry Saya.